Have you ever wondered whether a heavy fighter jet that has been in service for over 15 years can still carve out a niche for itself in the skies dominated by stealth fighters once it is sent back to the production line? Recently, news that the People's Liberation Army, Navy, and Air Force are modernizing approximately 100 J-11B air superiority fighters has once again become a hot topic of discussion among military observers. Reports of this modernization project actually surfaced as early as the late 2010s, but this time, additional technical details disclosed by sources in Taipei, particularly the specific number of aircraft being upgraded to so-called 4+ generation standards and the origin of the new radars, have finally allowed the outside world to gain a clearer understanding of what this low-key yet significant force-building initiative entails. Simply put, by retrofitting approximately 100 J-11B fighters with older generation radars sourced from the J-16, the program has significantly reduced modernization costs while elevating radar detection capabilities to a new level with advanced ground search performance. These upgrades have been integrated into the J-11BG project. The older radar, originally from the J-16, has, through technology transfer, infused these older air superiority platforms with core sensor capabilities, approaching those of a 4.5 generation fighter. This approach of combining new and old components and utilizing them in a tiered manner not only demonstrates the maturity of China's aviation industry in managing the full life cycle of its equipment, but also reflects the PLA's pragmatic approach to securing air superiority, which prioritizes both quantity and quality. To understand the true value of this upgrade, one must first review the relationship between the J-11B and J-16. Both trace their origins to the Soviet Su-27 air superiority fighter, yet they have followed entirely different technological paths. Since 1991, when China became the first foreign operator to acquire the Su-27, the aircraft has undergone extensive modernization within China, with its performance long surpassing that of Soviet and Russian variants of the same model. The J-11B entered official service in 2009 and, equipped with new engines, extensive use of composite materials, and highly modern avionics, became a significant symbol of China's rise in the field of combat aviation. The J-16, developed almost simultaneously with China's first fifth-generation fighter, the J-20, entered service in 2014. It pioneered the integration of active electronically scanned array radar, next-generation air-to-air missiles, advanced data links, and composite structures, establishing itself as a technological benchmark for multi-role combat platforms. Although both aircraft share the same technological origins, their differing mission profiles determine the unique value of this upgrade. The J-16 is a multi-role fighter. Any decline in its radar ground mapping capabilities would severely impact its ground attack effectiveness. In contrast, the J-11B fleet has long been dedicated to air superiority missions. Therefore, equipping it with the older radar model from the J-16 not only avoids the risk of compromising core functions, but also achieves a leap in air superiority detection capabilities at a very low cost. This serves as an excellent example of equipment management, ensuring resources are deployed where they are most effective. In terms of weapons system integration, the J-11BG upgrade also demonstrates alignment with fifth-generation fighter technology. As early as the early 2020s, officials confirmed that these modernized fighters would be equipped with the PL-10 short-range air-to-air missile, the same model used by the J-20. Widely recognized as one of the world's most competitive close-range combat missiles, the PL-10 can lock onto and engage targets at wide angles via a helmet-mounted display, significantly enhancing the aircraft's survivability and lethality in close-range dogfights. The accompanying PL-15 long-range air-to-air missile employs active radar guidance, with an estimated range of 200 to 300 kilometers, fully leveraging the long-range detection and multi-target engagement capabilities of the J-11BG and J-16's active electronically scanned array radars. This combination of weapons, combining long-range and close-range capabilities with all-directional suppression, has instantly made the J-11BG one of the fourth-generation fighters with the greatest potential in aerial combat. Its overall performance not only far surpasses that of the F-15J air superiority fighters, long relied upon by the Japan Air Self-Defense Force, but it also holds a distinct technical advantage in beyond visual range strikes even when compared to advanced upgraded models such as the South Korean Air Force's F-15K and the U.S. Air Force's F-15E. However, there remains a significant uncertainty regarding the ultimate combat capabilities of the J-11BG fleet, whether it will be able to integrate the PL-17 ultra-long-range air-to-air missile, currently the world's longest-range missile of its kind. This larger missile is capable of engaging large, high-value targets at ranges of nearly 500 kilometers. Although tests were previously conducted on the J-11B, to date, only the J-16 has been confirmed capable of carrying this missile. If the J-11BG ultimately overcomes this technical hurdle, its strategic deterrence will no longer be limited to traditional air superiority operations, but will extend to long-range strikes against critical nodes such as early warning aircraft and aerial refueling aircraft, thereby playing a more proactive role in system-on-system warfare. It is worth noting that the J-11D, a deeply modified variant of the J-11B, had entered the advanced prototype development stage. However, as the J-20 and J-35 fifth-generation fighters established an absolute performance advantage, the J-11D project was ultimately cancelled. The design outcomes were instead utilized as the foundation for the development of the J-15B carrier-based air superiority fighter, which was officially commissioned into the Navy in 2025. This decision also reflects the precise trade-offs made by China's aviation industry in balancing light and heavy aircraft and coordinating naval and land-based capabilities. Looking ahead, the process of large-scale modernization of the J-11B fleet to meet 4+ generation standards is unlikely to stop at the current number of approximately 100 aircraft. From the perspective of cost-effectiveness and equipment upgrades, whether to expand the modernization scope to include more early batch J-11Bs depends on a dynamic balancing of multiple factors. On one hand, the remaining service life and structural wear of existing aircraft must be considered. On the other, the life cycle costs and combat capability gains must be weighed against direct replacement with higher performance models such as the J-20, J-35, or J-16. For the Chinese Air Force, which operates a vast fleet of third-generation aircraft, upgrading second-line platforms to near 4.5G standards through radar integration, weapon synchronization, and avionics upgrades can rapidly fill the combat capability gap during the transition period to fifth-generation aircraft. More crucially, this approach enables the formation of a tiered force structure in high-intensity engagements, where high-end stealth fighters handle breakthrough operations while mid-tier upgraded fighters control the battlefield. This modernization path, grounded in real-world threats and focused on system effectiveness, may demonstrate greater strategic wisdom than the mere pursuit of peak performance in a single platform. These J-11B fighters, which have served in the skies for over a decade, continue to play a vital role on the air and space battlefields of the new era. Their modernization represents not only a technological upgrade but also a reflection of a strategic approach to equipment management in the age of stealth. Carefully upgraded fourth-generation fighters still hold an irreplaceable position